So one of the most effective things in the use of CoSpace is how you have the ability to create a soundtrack and add sound effects to objects, and also how you can have characters have narration. So when we compare those worlds, the A world had that brilliant soundtrack, which was really gritty and dark. There were sound effects with the cat purring and the chocolate machine functioning, and it really did contribute to this sense of reality and darkness and foreboding. Whereas when you compare the soundtrack that was used in the B world, it was really upbeat and had quite a lot of adrenaline, which totally changed the mood and tone of the world. And you might have noticed that it was far too loud and you could barely hear the narration because the soundtrack was loud. And that is something that you really have to be careful of, because it is hard to set the level of the soundtrack in the world. So you want to make sure it's not overtaking the narration and detracting from being able to hear the narrative and the sound effects. And so then when we compare that to the C world, there was no soundtrack, so it felt empty compared to the other two. A little bit barren, and also there were no sound effects, and there was only the odd little bit of narration. So there just wasn't this sense of fullness of a whole world. And I think, in particular, the use of a voice over that actually reflected the character. So I tried to find a really gritty older male voice to match the character. So I think that was really important in building the sense of characterization and authenticity of the character.